Welcome to Real Deal Kitchens. I'm Nicolas Mulroney. We've got a special one for you today. I'm a dad in the kitchen with the author, Chef Cory Vitiello. So thank you very much for hosting us today in your kitchen.
My pleasure.
Well, this is a special day because we've got my daughter, Victoria Mulroney, and celebrity chef, regular dad, and the judge today.
Celebrity chef only to my son.
To me as well.
To you, I appreciate that.
So what exactly are we going to be doing today?
We're going to talk about, obviously, your bread. Why scrape your grilled cheese? We've got a really, I would say, a high-low selection of cheeses for grilled cheese. We're going to call it a kid version competition. We'll do an adult, fancier, a little more bougie grilled cheese. You can pick your favorite. No pressure. No pressure at all. A friendly competition.
So Victoria here, you have a big job today, right?
Yes.
What is your job?
To taste the grilled cheese and rate it.
To judge the grilled cheese.
And you're gonna favor me, of course, right?
I'm not sure.
Well, I've always said that Portofino is the grilled cheese bread, so this is the ultimate test. And I think I have the ultimate judge. She can tell no lie.
I'll do two versions. Do a kid-friendly version, no offense. Love your work. And we'll do a fancier, let's say, grown-up version. There's lots of different garnishes. Some of these things I pulled from my fridge. Got some different sauces. We have mustards and fig and walnut chutneys, chili miso paste.
I don't think that's for the kids, right?
No. Some sweet fig jams, great butter. And let's talk about the cheese. So we have a light young Gouda. We have a Munster.
Ooh.
We have a Gruyere, smoked cheddar, classic grilled cheese, some Parmigiano, the bread and butter pickles.
So you have your pick of the Portofino litter here. I would like to join you in the kid version, but when it comes to the fancy version, I'll leave that one up to the celebrity chefs to do, right? But I hope you'll give us some tips along the way.
I'll give you some tips. I'm not a brand ambassador, but I will say it's great bread. And the most important thing with the grilled cheese is the bread. So I'm picking, for the kid version, the roasted garlic and black pepper. Okay, so great butter. So nice,
You're starting.
very rich, cultured butter. I always use salted butter for everything. So I don't really care to pre-butter my bread. I just melt my butter and I slather it all around the pan. You know, the three things, obviously, good bread, something with structure.
Yep.
A soft, they'll just fall apart. You end up with like a gooey, no structure grilled cheese. So something with some substance to it.
Okay.
And a good pan. So you want to start on a kind of medium, in a preheated pan, obviously, but about a medium-high pan. And don't overload it with the cheese. The bread to cheese ratio is very important. Dripping out of the sides, but you don't want these long, gooey strands that just kind of melt and go everywhere. This is not a poutine. That's great. Toast my bread. Once I get a nice little crunch, I'm going to flip it over and just get a bit of butter on the inside as well. Toasting both sides.
Yeah.
You get that crunch.
I've never done that before.
I'm going to give you some interesting cheese, so it's not just cheddar. So we'll use a cheddar mix. I've got something in mind for the parm. Don't you worry, Nick. Don't steal my tips and tricks. This one or this one or this one? The cheddar? So that's an old cheddar. And this is just a bit of Gruyere. I like the way it melts. Okay, we'll seal this off. Next important thing, low and slow. This is like barbecue. We don't want to rush it. We want to toast the bread.
So you started on a
is
low
melting.
temp, you turned it up, and then you went back down.
Then I went back down. So once the bread starts to toast, now we want to cool this right off and go a little bit slower. So the bread toast, the cheese melts on the inside, nothing's happening out of order. This is where the weight comes in. We're gonna get both sides toasted. It's like
Extra
a fish
utensils,
weight on the grill. This is gonna allow some heat to get in as well. And what we're really doing is just compressing that bread so we get that nice crispy texture.
Let me get started on
Now
mine
you've seen my tricks. I feel like I've given you.
I'm off to a head start
You're
here.
off to a head start. This is home cooking at its finest. I don't think
this is gonna be great. First time I've cooked on camera. Maybe I'll even steal that move, actually.
so you can't steal the move. You've got to go in cold with.
You stole my
just
cheese.
the information that you came in with.
I think I have an advantage because it's very important to note that I know the judge quite well.
I think you have an advantage because you know the properties of the bread.
I know the bread well, yes. I know the judge
optimal
very well.
toasting temperature.
Because
This is
I'm
your
your
kitchen.
daughter.
All right, so you talked about a ratio. I'm just figuring I'm just putting as much cheese as I can put. There's no ratio here.
You know your daughter's preference. Maybe
So
maybe she likes a gooey grilled cheese.
We'll see if that's my move, right?
Victoria, can you pass me that Parmigiano there on the board? I've got to bring this up a little bit. I feel like I've lost a step in this competition already, and I'm going to try and overcompensate here. So we're going to add a little frico to this, like an Italian crispy cheese move on the outside.
We're gonna have to
add
add
some
subtitles if
texture.
you keep adding some fancy languages here.
It's still kid friendly.
Multi-cheese frico.
Now this is a little bit of grated cheese, anything that melts. We're gonna stick that back on. We'll put the weight back on. We'll let that crisp up, just like on the outside of a pizza where you get that crispy shatter shell. That's the frico. Do you want the weight?
I
So
do.
give me
I
some
do,
tips
but
to
you're kind of
do?
using. You look like you're using
Here,
it.
you can borrow the weight.
Are you sure the bottom won't burn? It's been on under the pan for a long
I
time.
thought you were a judge.
You're going low and slow?
I'm going low and slow.
Okay, good.
Much like barbecue, I'm not touching it.
Great. Waste not, want
When
not.
we invested in Portofino 5 years ago, I told Chef Cory about this. I said, I'm buying this bakery in Victoria. What do you think now?
We're not quite there.
I think this is pretty cool. Like this
Okay,
is your
close my
kids' grilled cheese. Like I
is
can't
the
wait to
kids'
see
grilled
the
cheese,
fancy
crispy.
one.
I love grilled cheese. Just sometimes if it's like not the best, I won't.
And what is your favorite way to eat grilled cheese? With ketchup or no ketchup?
Kind of just plain.
What about something sweet like plum sauce?
I never even tried plum sauce.
We're getting some color over here.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got something happening here. What do you think? I saw it. Did I see a slight grimace when I flipped that over at Victoria? Are you not impressed with the look of my grilled cheese?
Maybe it's just mine. That's,
Uh-oh. Let's have a look. So, you have a very classic looking product here.
well, thank you.
You're showing off the bread. So you went with the traditional.
I went with the
Sourdough.
I went with the sourdough, butter, cheddar, and maybe a little parm. Because I think I might know that the judge likes just a little bit of parm and not too much.
Oh,
maybe.
wow.
Yeah.
That sounds like a big slam on
Right?
my choice.
Let's see if that works.
Okay, let's see.
Let's
Reveal. Oh, pretty good. Pretty good. Good string. Nice crunch. Let's cut it into a corner because Nick, you've got to try your own product.
See it. Absolutely.
Hear this. Okay, that is 4. So a much different looking product. Well done bread, very crispy, compressed, garlicky, whole cloves of garlic in there. I like it.
Yep.
So this is
Yep.
the garlic bread with cheesecake.
Well,
I'm
I'm
taking a
gonna-
bite.
I'm gonna try Chef Cory's. Sophisticated.
Sophisticated.
Really like the
Good
gooey
pull.
cheese.
Good pull.
I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
Whoa! That's too quick. You gotta talk your way through it.
I really like that goo.
If you like the goo of the first one, mine, you're gonna like Chef Cory's.
I didn't really taste the like orange cheese. I could kind of taste it, which was good. It really gives me a flavor in my mouth, which I really like.
Well, thank you. You're a great judge, if I do so say myself.
I will say that's fantastic. Grilled cheese bread.
I like the crust on yours. This is top notch. But again, it comes down to the judge, right? That's a big deal.
I have to say, I don't want to
Give me
make
the bad news first.
I'll just say 8.5.
Whoa! I squeaked out. I squeaked out a win.
I thought I was gonna have
The
that
gar-
Do you
one.
want to rescore your dads to higher? Did you really want to give me a
I
higher
thought we were
score?
gonna tie.
It was lots of flavors, like lots
The
of the
garlic bread.
garlic.
The garlic
I could
bread.
really taste it.
You like garlic bread?
At like the start, I didn't really like it. I thought it would be like a 7.5
But
at the
then-
start.
then you got
In the middle, it got better, which would be like an 8, like Daddy. And then I actually liked it at the really end
Here we go.
when I started finishing.
So I've always been a poor
I
opener and a strong closer, where your dad is the opposite.
So that's why I
me
chose
go.
8.5.
Well, this is Real Deal Kitchens, and that's a
Wow.
real deal review right there.
Hey, that was very thorough. I respect that decision.
8.5.
Very thorough judging. Great
Eight-
remarks. That
8.5.
was not a flippant review. You put some real thought into that. I'm impressed.
Cory, pandemic hits. World slows down. I think everybody's trying to survive. You think it's a good idea to write a cookbook?
I don't know if I would do it again, going back into, into those early years, but I'm certainly happy I did it. It's something that we're proud of and we love doing as a family.
Well, this is a great capsule for the family. I love the picture on the front, right? And we're talking about Portofino. I remember talking to my dad about buying and investing in and all the trials and tribulations that come along with that part of life. I tasted this product for the first time in 2019. It was like a secret that Vancouver Island had, and I wanted all of Canada to know how great this product was. And so it's been great, and it'll be an absolute pleasure to have people be able to buy this bread across Canada very soon. So when I say it's the best grilled cheese bread, am I in the ballpark?
You're in the ballpark.
I love it.
You're in the ballpark.
Well, let's see the fancy one now.
I don't know if I have a fancier one than that, but let's
Oh, you can do it.
let's see. Okay, West Coast 5 grain. I like the name, but I also like the size of it and I like the density of it. It's got a nice tight crumb, so I know I can really squish it down and get it nice and crispy. Originally, my plan was to use something kind of soft, stinky and creamy, but then you showed up with kind of two beautiful cheeses here. One is this Munster, which I love because it's got a really low melting point, so it gets that kind of nice creamy goo to it. It's got a little bit of, you know, it's mild, but it's got a bit of funk, right?
I felt like I tried that cheese before.
It's a German
It's
cheese.
interesting. Like you know what you're doing because I said it was a Munster cheese, but you know, you pronounced it differently.
Munster.
Munster.
When I was working
old
at
Munster.
a very famous Toronto restaurant, sorry, I'm going to switch and do Munster and Gouda, called Scaramouche when I was a kid, when I moved to Toronto. I put a Munster grilled cheese on the menu there to go with it'd be like a little tomato soup. It was lovely. That's the last time I had it. So this cheese likes something sweet as well. Cheddar, Parmigiano, I don't really mess around too much with that, with garnishes and sweet flavor boosters. So toasting the bread, we're going to do similar. We'll just lightly toast and butter the inside as well. I have this walnut and apple compote. This was the Gouda. I'm going to put about the same amount of the Munster. The Gouda is going to melt a little slower. The Gouda is quite young. It's not a dry, really well-aged Gouda. It's quite a young Gouda, so it'll still have that lower melting point. Oh yes, please. What do you think? There you go.
Why not?
A flip and hope we're not burned. And now
that looks good.
the same thing. So one more trick that I do with grilled cheese, especially when we have a nice sturdy bread that can take it. I'll splash a little bit of water down in the pan.
Oh, that's
Steam it up.
That's a lot of bit of
Melt
water.
that cheese. The water down, the steam action, that's all
That's
her.
a really cool move, and none of it touches the
It's all-
bread either.
It touches the move, it kind of gets under
Yeah.
the lid, steams, kind of
love
speeds
that.
up that melting process. But the key is, obviously, a good sturdy bread, good butter, good pan, low and slow, and the weight. Cannot emphasize the weight enough. Nice, crispy exterior. We've got the crunch because we
Yep.
double toasted it. And you can see that Munster and the Gruyere just starting to melt through the sides, so we know we're about 30 seconds. Oh, I didn't give you the pickles. Victoria, the pickles would have sealed it. I mean,
You already won the
I already slightly
you
edged
won
out
the
your dad.
round.
Now I'm getting
Now you're
greedy.
showing off.
My favorite accompaniments to a grilled cheese, pickled beans and specifically a sweet bread and butter pickle. Okay,
Oh,
that's pretty
look
good.
At that.
I think we're in a good space. The cut,
You
nice
happy with
crispy
it?
edges, I'm happy with it. It's
Yeah.
nice and crispy. You know, this cheese doesn't stretch and melt and goo like, you know, cheddar does. This kind of stays nice, warm and soft, has a little more structure to it. And on the inside, again, we have that sweet little flavor booster, the apple walnut spread.
I'm excited to try your
Is it good?
spread.
Let's see.
Here, cut it in half.
I'll cut it in half.
Yeah, it's
And
I can smell it.
I would recommend for, you know, some little accoutrement, pickled beans, bread and butter pickles, chips.
that's really good.
It's like mostly good, kind of.
Mostly good.
Yeah, mostly
How
good.
is this
That's
mostly
positive.
good? This is awesome.
Right, I like the discerning judge. I'm impressed.
Like walnut, like that sauce.
I disagree. I think this is awesome.
Thank you.
You did a
Thank
good
you.
job.
And the bread holds up.
And first
Great-
of all,
great
it's
grilled
because
cheese
you're
bread.
older than me.
Perhaps.
You think it's a fancy grown-up grilled cheese?
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe.
So Cory, tell us, in your book, what was your favorite recipe?
Ooh.
So the baked, a lot of the pastries,
Pies.
the pie crust, and there's about 4 different pies in there, and we have a hierarchy of pies in this family of, you know, what we consider the top and what we consider the bottom.
So which one's at the top?
Mine is the blueberry sour cream pie, which is in there. Stunning. Martina's is sour cherry. Barlow's favorite dish, I'll jump back to that, is this bastardized carbonara made with, you know, broccoli and a little bit of cream, a little bit of eggs, and it's a 10 out of 10 hit with kids. We eat it too. That's the key to a kid's meal. You can't cook a kid meal and an adult meal. It's one thing.
Cory, thanks so much for hosting us today. It was an absolute pleasure. From Dad in the Kitchen, the book, to Dad in the Kitchen today was a really special moment for me, and thanks on behalf of everybody here at Portofino Bakery.
It was a fun challenge. I
Yeah.
did not expect your daughter to give me the nod, but it was fun.
Yeah,
Listen.
I mean, it is Real Deal Kitchens. I didn't expect it to be such a bruising battle, but congratulations on the win.
Thank you. I feel like my prize are the 30
Yeah.
loaves of Portofino bread you're leaving behind
It's a
me.
special prize. So thanks so much for showcasing our bread that we're so proud of. And to everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Please follow us on social at Portofino Bakery. Stay tuned for the next episode.